Hi, Massi. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well today. So today we're doing what's called a sick mate lesson or a makeup lesson. And I'm going to go through the homework that I gave you last week and add one new piece to it. So you have to stick around for the whole lesson to see what that is at the end. And it will be in your book. So let's get started. We start out by hearing, it says, do a 5-finger warm-up followed by cross-handed arpeggios. So watch how I do this. I'm in C. Both hands do a warm-up. If you do hands together, that's great. Then the arpeggio, followed by a C chord. Now do in minor. The only note that changes is the middle note, C minor. Now without too much pause, go right to D major. Notice where my middle finger is on the black key. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, mi, so, do, mi, so. Notice I use my second finger to cross over. Now I take this hand position and I move the black key down to the white, so it's all white keys for D minor. La, ti, do, re, mi, re, do, ti, la. La, ti, do, re, mi, re, do, ti, la. Cross over. And a D minor chord. E major. Look at E major, how I'm using all of these keys. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Arpeggio. This finger stays here, the middle finger moves to a white key. White, black, white. Right hand does the same. F major. Do you notice I had the B flat in my thoughts? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Did I forget E minor? Yes, I did. I can't remember. Sorry, now E minor. So I knew I forgot something. Here we go. La, do, mi. Notice that's all white keys. Sorry about that. F major. There we go. Now do make it minor. Notice the third goes down a half step. Move over to G major. All white keys. G minor, I lower that middle finger down a half step. And finally A major. White, white, black, white, white. Step for minor. All right, and there's your cross-hand arpeggios. You should be able to play through them in that order. All right, let's move right over to the Spanish Caballero. And of course, we start with arpeggios. The A minor arpeggio. Then we move down to the G major arpeggio and the F major arpeggio and the E major. I want you to practice that section so that it is legato, it is smooth. Each note is slippery. Measure 9. You're playing what looks like an A minor chord. La, do, mi, 1 chord. The left hand is playing an A and a C. The right hand's finishing the chord. Now, look at the left hand. He plays now a G chord. But I didn't move. See, I just moved there. Goes back to the A minor chord. Does it again, but it's quieter. Now watch, I go from this chord and I move over to G sharp, B, and E. So let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2. Now softer. 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. Slow down, and 1 and 2, and then both hands lift up and move to A minor. Now, did you see I went to here? But if you look the directions, it says play both hands an octave lower. So instead of going to the right, I go to the left and play the same as the beginning. 2, 3, down to the F arpeggio and down to the E arpeggio. Go back to find the E and the B. E major chord, F major chord, G major chord, F major chord, E major chord, and these two, and you're going to go, they're going to be out of range. It's this, an octave lower, and you play this again. You should be able to play this piece through. I want a recording sent to me by Friday of you playing this piece. And I will then listen to it with you at your lesson, and we will pass it together. So be ready to change it. Okay, here comes the new piece. Yay. I know you've been looking forward to it. Now, to be able to play this piece, you have to understand what a fifth and a sixth is. So when we talk about distances from note to note, we talk about interval. So if I have a C and I want to go up a second, I would count 2 letter names, C and D, and that would be called a second. If I want to go up a third, I would count 3 letter names, C, D, E, and now I'm on C and E, and that is a third. So if I want to go up to a sixth, I would have 6 letter names. Let's count them. C, D, E, F, G, A. That's 6. And so therefore, it would be this interval. Now it's bigger than my hand. So I had to adjust my thumb to move over. I'm moving from a fifth, C to G, over to a sixth, C to A. Now I can go up a sixth or I can go down a sixth. I can also take the C, C, B, A, G, F, E. And I could go down a sixth. I could go down a fifth, or I can go down a sixth. The little piece I'd like you to learn this week is called the 6th hour on page 14. It starts with an interval of a fifth, then I move my finger 5 to feel the 6th. On the next measure, I feel a fifth again, and this time I move my thumb so that I feel a 6th. In the left hand, I feel a fifth, I move my thumb over to feel a 6th, I go back to a fifth, and this time I move my finger 5 over for a 6th. Now I'm going to play it a little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I finish with a C major chord. I know you can learn this piece on your own. It's in your Piano Adventures book on page 14. So have that ready for me when you come back for your lesson when you're feeling better. All right, it's time to do a little bit of a brush up of the piece you're working on, which is the rhythm machine. And remember, we talked about fifths throughout that. Now, I need to adjust this just a little because this piece is a little bit further down the piano than the way I have it set. So let me move it over just a little. Sorry about that. Let's see. It's right there. Because we have to be able to reach that. Yeah, you can reach it. Okay. Now, here's the opening. There's our fifth, starting from that low D, and F and A with fingers 2 and 4. The rhythm is do, day, do, day, do, da, day, da, do, day. You do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, day, do, day, do, da, day, da, do, day. Then this hand quickly moves. Do you notice I'm just moving, jumping over? Day, do, da, day, da, back to here. Left hand, continue with a light sound, chord. Now look how my hand moves. I take that chord and play the same chord an octave higher. And I come down and play the same chord down an octave lower. Go slowly now here. White, black, black. Now see where that thumb is? That's where my 2 is going. And everybody comes back to the home chord. So we're working on chords. First chord is an F, an A, and a D. You want to get comfortable with that. And without too much effort, move to the right. White, black, black. Where the thumb is, the 2 goes there. We still have a skip and a C sharp, and we move back up a second to F, A, and D. And we take that same chord and play it an octave higher. It looks like a cookie cutter. I now don't want to move my hand too much. It's using the same fingering every time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, remember it's C, D flat. Go to E, down to E flat. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, C. Fifth, fifth, from a C. You move over to the D flat feeling, but you're going downwards. You're thinking that way. And move the hand over to E. Slightly over to E flat, back to what feels like that second part. There's that chord with the D on top. Move over, hook it, octave higher, back down. Surprise! don't go on. I go on. Go to the E flat. Now I'm going to play a D, a D, a D. Let's do that ending. I go up in Ds. I cross over for E flats, fifths, back down to D, 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 D. You're going to do as much as you can of this one. We're going to continue to do it in class. You can also look at the music and see how that goes. All right, what else do I have there? Well, it says to continue to play your repertoire, which is almost like a dream. Have you asked your mom to buy a pedal yet? Because it will make this piece so much more beautiful. It does not go faster than that. And finally, Sounds from a Gumdrop Factory. Now, it's time now to go and sight read. So I am going to take you over to Piano Marvel, and you're going to go over to the method area, and you're going to do a line each day. So I'm going to take us over there right now. Hold on, let me get to yours. And go over to you. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the method part, and you go over to 1B. And as you can see, you've been moving along really nicely, and then there's a couple missing. So we need you to do number 15 in 1B. I'll just make sure it shouldn't be that hard. You're just naming some notes. That should be easy enough. And you're going to do number 16 as well, because that one you haven't done yet. And that should pretty much cover 1B. In 1C, you're going to start right in. Okay, you know what? I'm going to have you, you can do this one. I want you to, I think you can watch the video. It says to learn the play video 1 very slowly, and it's kind of fun to do. So when you're using the 1C, make sure you use the video, because it's going to show you how to play this piece in all black keys, and then maybe get to 3. Oh yeah, you definitely have to do Peter Pan. I think you'd enjoy that one. And they do it in a lot of sections, so I'll help you through that. If you go to number 9, there's something called an Iceman. Let's listen to it together.
1, 2, set, go.
That's a good one. So it's in a 1C called Iceman. I'd like you to sight read that one. You need 5 of them. Sands of Time is number 10. Let's hear that one. I'd like you to sight read this one.
1, 2, set, go.
This that's a good one. And we'll pick one more. 10 little Indian rhythm. And basically you're just playing a C and doing a rhythm game.
1, 2, set, go.
That should keep you very occupied. I'm looking for about 2.5 hours of practice, and so that comes to about 30 minutes a day between now and, I know you're not feeling well today, so it might start on Thursday when you're feeling better or so, and throughout the weekend, and then I'll see you next Tuesday.